everyone. I am here to share my Young Living story, and this is take two. I wasn't happy with anything about that video last night, so I took it down and I'm starting again with a fresher perspective. And my beloved husband has control of my phone because if anyone wants to comment during the video, he can read it to me. When I have voiceover turned on, it kind of gets a little confusing when it's trying to read stuff out loud and I'm trying to talk. So anyway, this is how I thought we'd do it. So my name's Stacy, and I have been with Young Living since August of 2018. I'm about $200 away from Senior Star right now, so that's kind of where I am ranking-wise. The highest I've been back in October, November, something like that, I was Senior Star. So I'm hoping to get back there soon. And I'm going to talk a little bit about my Young Living journey and kind of how I got here and you know what I envision for my future with Young Living. So kind of to go back way farther than that though, I've been obsessed with different aromatic things for all of my life. You know, when I was really little, I used to love the smell of like a new doll in a box. Like it was like the greatest smell of all time. And when I got older, like junior high age, I would spend like an hour in the grocery store shampoo aisle, walking up and down and smelling every product with my twin. My twin and I would ask my mom, "Mom, what's this one? Mom, what's this one?"
Speaking of your mom, she says, "Hi, Stacy."
Hello, Mother. And so, you know, I mean, it was all the really high-end things like VO5 and Suave and Herbal Essence, Flex, like all these like, you know, and so back then for me it was nothing to do with what I was actually putting on my body, in my hair. It was just about how it smelled. And then when I got a little older, I got really into perfume and lotions and potions, and I loved smelling good all the time. That was a huge thing for me. You know, I sort of feel like as a blind person, it was my way of having like my signature. You know, some people use makeup, some people use fashion as a statement. For me, I mean, I always was totally fantastic looking in terms of my fashion, but I mean, for me though, it was more about how I smelled. That was very important to me to have a really good signature scent.
Aunt Kate says, "Hi, Stacy."
Hi, Auntie. And then, so when I was in college, I learned about scented candles, and that was like the best thing in my life. And I would light them all over my apartments and my homes. And I always said that was like my aromatherapy. If I had a bad day, I'd come home and light a candle. If I had a good day, I'd come home and light a candle. When something momentous, either happy or sad, happened in my life, I wanted to buy a candle. That's the kind of person I was. So I think we've established that I really like all things aromatic. And then a few years ago, one of my dearest friends started distributing oils for a different company. And I went to a couple of her events because anything that has to do with aromas, you know, I'm game to try. And I tried, you know, but something about it didn't speak to me at that point in my life. I got some lavender and I would try it, a couple other blends and a diffuser, but it was just kind of like, meh, eh. And so, you know, I liked my candles better. I thought they were better. So I kept lighting candles and wearing perfume and using a bunch of, you know, toxic things, all my toxic cleaners. And then last year, my aunt got involved with Young Living, and she kept trying to talk to me about it. And I would light a candle and act like I was listening and wear my perfume and just nod along, you know. But then, you know, she gave me a couple oils. That was nice, you know, some lavender. I think I got some grapefruit. That was nice. And, you know, when I was going through a lot of emotional upheaval last year, big transitions. My husband was moving for his job. And so for me, what that meant was I supported him because it was a really good, potentially good career opportunity for him. So, but moving an hour away from my support system also meant quitting my job because transportation, when you can't drive yourself, can be a bit of a challenge. So anyway, I quit my job. I was moving away from my support system, my twin, my family, my bestie, my retired guide dogs, you know, just starting over. And I've done that before, but for some reason moving to this place seemed much harder than moving across the country from Ohio to the Bay Area. So go figure, I don't know. But anyway, so I was very worried about it. My aunt got me a premium starter kit and a Desert Mist diffuser. And I was like, oh, that's really nice, thanks. And I didn't even unwrap it. I was like, I'm gonna wait till I get to the new house. And I kept lighting candles because I loved candles. And then one day I was just having this moment. I was having a lot of head and neck tension that was induced by just all the emotional upheaval that I was in last year. And there was one day where I took copious amounts of over-the-counter meds to try to deal with how I was feeling. And it was at the point where I sort of felt like, I could vomit. Like, it was really bad. And I went to my aunt's house and I was trying to be like friendly and stuff. And she's like, will you please just try this peppermint oil? I'm like, ugh, whatever, it's not going to work, but I'll try it. I felt too ill to say I don't want to try peppermint oil. I just put it on my temples. And then we kept talking, and all of a sudden, I'm not kidding, like 5 minutes later, I had such profound relief. I realized I wasn't even in pain, and I was like talking normally, and it completely took my pain and my discomfort and brought it down to a really manageable level. And that's when I was like, maybe there's something to all this essential oil stuff. But, when I decided that I was going to purchase a premium starter kit, I got the Thieves kit because, I already had a premium starter kit with oils. And I thought, well, I can at least do a non-toxic cleaning because I love the smell of cinnamon and cloves. So, again, it was the draw of the aromas that kind of got me sucked in. And I was like, well, I like toothpaste. We should all like toothpaste. I mean, I like toothpaste that tastes like cinnamon and cloves and stuff, so I thought I'll try this too. So and again, hand soap that smells good, Score. Waterless hand purifier. Always have, up until this point, a crappy one in my purse that I used a lot because I'm a germ-phobic person. So anyway, I was very happy with my starter kit, with my Thieves kit. And I stopped using my toxic cleaning products. It probably took me a few weeks to completely cut them out. But I was a huge believer in how Thieves cleaned my surfaces in my house. And in fact, my aunt will tell you, I swear, it became a joke. Every time I talked to her on the phone, she could hear my spray bottle going ch-ch-ch, and me spraying, a paper towel to clean surfaces in my house. So it turned into this joke. But anyway, I soon after I got my kit, I started diffusing oils. I joined some of the education groups reluctantly. Again, my aunt asked me to, and I just didn't feel like telling her no. And I was like, oh my God, I have to read all this crap. I don't know. But then I started looking through the groups, and there was so much good information. I started watching some videos, and I learned about a blend that was Stress Away and peppermint. And I put that in my diffuser. And I think that was the last time, it was mid-August of 2018. It's been since mid-August. I've never lit a candle in my house again.
Aunt Kate remembers that. She says, yes, so funny. And
yes.
Holly says, I love Thieves.
Thieves is the best. So that was, that was then. And so I was kind of getting more into it. And I was still wearing some perfume at that point, though. Not as much, but I was still wearing perfume. And so then I decided maybe I'll try to share some oils. And I was talking to my twin, and she was like, well, maybe I'll buy a premium starter kit and start, looking at some of these oils. Because I had told her specifically about peppermint oil and what it had done for me, and I was wearing my Stress Away every day and loving it. And, I had gotten a bottle of patchouli with my first month's order, because patchouli is like my favorite smell on the planet. Under this diva exterior must lie the heart of a hippie, because let me tell you, I've loved patchouli for most of my adult life. But anyway, I digress. So my sister said, I want to sign up because I want that patchouli. It smells amazing on you, you sexy beast. No, she didn't say that, but she did say I smelled really sexy when I wore it. So anyway, she signed up, and I ended up signing up a couple more family members that month. Thank you, Mother. And I got a paycheck. And like I told you before, I was unemployed, and I'm in an area where it's going to be challenging as a blind person to find employment in my field that I have my master's degree in. And so I thought to myself, wow, who knew that just sharing my newfound interest in these oils with people that I love could earn me some money. So I believe in sharing the oils, but I also believe in the fact that I'm helping my family by doing this and helping my husband in our income. So that was then, and then I sold several more kits, and I felt like I was really taking off with my business. I did a class at my house, and it was well attended, and I got a lot of interest from that class. A lot of people signed up, got some kits. I offered up a glass bottle of Thieves Household Cleaner to the first person who signed up. So I had a nice incentive that day. And, I felt like things were going really well, but in the same time frame, I was really having trouble with the accessibility of the Young Living website, with the YL Share app is completely inaccessible with VoiceOver, which is my screen reading software for my iPhone. And it was challenging. I felt like I was missing out on a lot of visual information that was going to help me learn and grow my business. And I'm very lucky that I am part of a really, really supportive Young Living team. And my upline kind of banded together like 3 people and, went to the company and started asking accessibility questions about, how can we improve this for our members? Because here, friends, I have to tell you that Young Living does not have a good reputation in the blindness community because I am not the first person to discuss accessibility challenges for people who are blind or visually impaired with the company, and nothing's been done. Okay, it's awkward and embarrassing to share stuff like that because I like to say everything in the world is sunshine and roses and patchouli and fabulousness, but it's not. And so when I had been told that by other blind people that I knew in my community that, oh my gosh, well, we ended up going with a different company because Young Living just wasn't meeting our accessibility needs. And I've never marched to the same drum as everyone else. I always like to form my own opinions. So I signed up and actually found that a lot of what they said was actually true, very sadly. And so when we reached out to the company, the response that was received basically gave me the impression that accessibility isn't high on the priority list currently. And that my team was just going to have to step in and figure things out and help me because that's just the way it was going to be for a while. And I'll tell you, my friends, I went through a slump, and you can see there was quite a dip in my business and things like that for a couple months because I was really hurt by that. I really believe in these oils. I believe in getting them into every home on earth, and I believe not only in the power of the plants and the power of the oils, but I think about the unemployment rate, how high it is in the blindness population, specifically in the blindness community, and how something like this, sharing oils from home when people have transportation challenges sometimes, what a huge thing this could be for people, for not just people who can see to use the graphics and to read the website, but for anyone who wants to share the love of the plants. And I went through a rough time, and I'm still working through a lot of really negative feelings about just my perception that we are marginalized, we are minimalized because we are blind, and so it's easier to not make things accessible. And I sort of feel like that's where I'm at. But I'm trying to work through it, so if anybody has any oils that can help me get through this block of negativity, I would really appreciate knowing about them. So moving on to happier things, I've sold several more kits in the last little while. A lot of people, when I started taking Ningxia Red regularly every day, I talked about it a lot, and it kind of got a lot of people interested, and people would reach out to me, via private message to ask stuff about Ningxia. And
I'm sorry to bother you, but before I get too far afield,
yeah.
Aunt Kate says this could be huge for the blind community.
It could, yes. I started sharing about Ningxia, and honestly, I did the Ningxia challenge, and I shared about it, and I thought, okay, this is great. Like, I couldn't really pinpoint why Ningxia made me feel so good until I ran out, and I felt like just crappy McCrapperson every day. I did not feel as well physically. And that's when I realized the power of the supplements as well. I'm also a huge fan of Inner Defense. It was one of the free supplements that I got in an Essential Rewards order, I think in October. And it's been a game changer for me. Today is February 27th, 2019. And as of this moment, I have not been ill yet this winter. Last year, I had 6 colds.
Aunt Kate says joy, bergamot, orange.
Yes, those would all be good. I'm looking for a blend though too. That'll help with that, with the block.
And Holly says, I love how your team has been helping with all the photo descriptions.
Yes, and I do appreciate that people have been stepping in and helping describe photos. So, but now I'm to the point where I've sold a few more kits. Like I said, I'm like $200 away from Senior Stars. I'm trying to figure out what I can do this month to kind of move in the ranks up a little bit. And I've sort of had my fire relit because the last 2 kits that I've sold The last two people on my team who've signed up for Essential Rewards are both blind. So I need to figure out, what the hell I can do. This has to be accessible to people because anyone can go out and buy crappy oils from other places, but I want people to have access to, the best oils on earth that there are. So that's kind of where I'm at, and I'm really looking forward to learning and growing and try to figure out how to incorporate myself into Young Living and into the Young Living community, where my place is, like who I identify with, like where I belong. But I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really, really enjoying the opportunity to share about the oils with friends and acquaintances and hopefully someday strangers too. So thank you all for watching, and once I figure out how, today I got all the instructions, so I will make this closed captioned as well. So thank you all, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.
And Aunt Kate says, thanks for your story.
You're welcome.